Biden's surveillance network in Central America seeks to stop migrant caravans before reaching Mexico. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security will put into operation a surveillance network in Central and South America of migrant caravans heading towards its southern border by the end of the month. The monthly number of migrants arriving at the United States border with Mexico has been increasing since May of 2020, and between October of last year and August of 2021, the Border Patrol made more than 1,000,000 captures. An example of what they want to avoid was what happened last month when the government of President Joe Biden was taken by surprise by the arrival of more than 17,000 migrants, mostly Haitians, who congregated under an international bridge in Del Rio, Texas, after crossing the border with Mexico. The Department of Homeland Security plans the creation of an information collection cell that will monitor more closely and better forecast the movements of migrants, which cited former officials of that agency in a document. This new unit will provide DHS with signs of warnings of possible waves of migrants, collecting data from agency personnel in Central and South America. Also, the DHS planning document indicates the purpose of establishing aerial surveillance of the trucks and migrant camps that congregate at the borders, and an increase in communication with intelligence and police agencies in other countries. The information will allow DHS to allocate resources and personnel to areas of the border where the caravans are expected. This will help counter social media posts that falsely claim that the U.S. will allow to enter and stay the migrants who arrive at its borders. One of the officials quoted said that the strategy aims to counteract those messages before the migrants undertake the dangerous journeys, because once they're in Mexico, it's way too late. In this sense, last week, the Attorney General of Arizona, Mark Brnovich, asked the Federal Department of Justice to investigate the alleged facilitation of human trafficking at the border by Facebook. Brnovich asked in a letter to the DOJ to stop the active encouragement and facilitation of the irregular entry of migrants by the social network, which, in his opinion, allows publications that promote human trafficking and illegal entry into the United States regularly reach its billions of users. Well, I'm very glad to hear this. This is certainly a much better thing than separating children at the border from their parents, for God's sakes. Stopping the migrants from coming. Now, I don't know, once they identify a caravan, how they're going to go about convincing him to not continue the trip to the United States. That's going to be interesting. I'd love to hear more about that. At this point, I don't have enough information about this to share with you, but that's going to be the next step. Okay, so they're setting up an organization. I suppose they're going to hire people in those countries that live close to the areas where migrants are expected to travel. They can pick up the phone and let the whatever organization within the country know that it's happening, and then the word's going to get across to the United States. But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do when caravans crossing Costa Rica, or crossing Panama, or crossing Guatemala? How do you stop them from getting to the Mexican border? That's going to be very, very interesting. What tactics we use. Is it going to be a stick or a carrot? Are they going to be giving them incentives to want to stay home? Because you know why they're coming. They're coming for work. They're coming because they're desperate. They're coming because they're being abused and beaten and raped. Why would they want to stop taking the risk of coming to the border? That's the interesting thing. Where will all this go and how will it end? We don't have the vaguest idea. But I'm glad that at least we're taking steps so our government won't be caught unexpectedly. Regardless of who's in office, Republicans or Democrats, I think that this is an excellent situation for any party that's in power because it puts them information is power. And the more information you have is the more you can deal with it and the better you can. Now, why did it take so long? Why did it take so many administrations to get to this? And why in the name of heavens did it take someone like Donald Trump to be so insensitive, so cruel, to make the next government want to take steps that make sense and hopefully avoid future mistakes like the one made by the Trump administration? I'm Juan Andres. You can always find us on the now over 60 sites where you can hear our programs. Just Google Radio Labio, Labio, and you'll find us. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.